So thanks to the Sean McVays and the Kyle Shanahans and the Kubiaks of the world, the outside zone is really starting to take over all levels of football. I myself played in an outside zone scheme. Vanderbilt tried to establish it this season, like last year, as a way to get its backs outside of the mess, congested middle of the field, and get their speed towards the perimeter. But unlike last year, like the article states, their potency and consistency both fell off a cliff. They only had 2 explosive carries on this concept, and this is one of them all season. So, again, we're trying to get our speed outside of the bookends. We can see by our defensive alignment that there's going to be some natural run lane here. Looks like LSU's in some form of cover 2, whether it's cover 2 man or cover 2 zone. It doesn't really matter. But again, we have 1 tight end, 11 personnel. So I was always taught you open up at 4 o'clock and really stress that outside path. 4 o'clock, of course, if you were looking at a clock, 1, 2, 3, 4. And this is your point of receiving the snap. That's where you want to open. That's the angle you're trying to hand off there. So again, nice alley there from our defensive front. But because of our play side defensive end, he gets outside and stifles our play side tackle from reaching him, which of course funnels everything back inside because this is a nice job of a cutback. So that's what zones are meant to do. They're supposed to create play side seals with everybody working the same way, as opposed to gap schemes that try and create one hard edge or isolate a linebacker and try and beat him to space. So because of the defensive alignment, we should have an alley depending on how everything reacts. Again, because of either the alignment towards the outside, or if they over pursue, we can cut back inside. And that's what we're going to do here. So we're going to let it play out a little bit, open at 4 o'clock. You can see the angle we're trying to attack at. Skip a little bit further. But like again, we are lost here. But again, we're going to go backside and see what we have here. We have a seal from our backside defensive tackle. We have a seal from our right guard. We have our left tackle. Our left guard seals this over-anxious defensive lineman who's over-pursuing and leaving his run gap, and that is where our hole eventually comes. So again, tackle on the backside end, or a tight end on the backside end, tackle on the backer, guard on the lineman, our combo, moving up to the next level, and then hat on a hat here. Even though he over pursues, he does not get any further. So even though that player almost makes a play in the hole, great situational awareness by Vandy's back to cut back. And again, that's what zones are meant to do with no one there. With the 2 deep safeties, plenty of space to make somebody miss when you have a lot of inertia going north and south. So again, it wasn't as good as it was last year. Really not what you want in terms of success rate with only a 30.6% clip, but it is what it is with this offense.